Hello addicts, welcome back to the American Girl Addiction. So if I'm being honest, this is a video I've tried to make it like 7 times. I keep having technical difficulties and I've been really struggling with it because I don't like making negative content, even on things where I didn't really like them. I tried to find a positive spin. So like you might have seen, out of all of the historical American Girl dolls, I love them all, but Mary Ellen is my least favorite. But I try not to be too negative when I talk about her. And similarly for the girls of the year, that's one of the things that's held me up in making some of my rankings is the dolls who I don't like, I still try to see the appeal in them. And I'm having trouble doing that with this Truly Me line. The more I think about it, the less satisfied I am. It is disappointing that they went with so many of these weird combinations. I don't think American Girl understands the appeal of most customs, which is most people are making them with a specific appearance in mind. They want, a number 4 with blue eyes because they want a number 4 with blue eyes. They're making Joss with red hair because they want Joss with red hair. They have a specific goal. And a lot of these don't feel like customs that people would try to make. They don't look like real girls. They don't even look like ones that a lot of kids necessarily would like. Some of them do. Like that Marie Grace with the pink and purple hair. I think a lot of kids will go crazy for it. I'm on the fence with it. I mean, she's pretty, but she's kind of weird. So there's that kind of odd relationship there with it. And a lot of these me outfits, similarly, do not feel like an outfit any kid would actually want to wear or want to own. So I don't exactly know what American Girl's thinking, but here are my thoughts on the individual dolls. So the first one we have is this one. She's the one I was just talking about, 116. And she looks better, I think, in that picture where her hair is pulled up in a ponytail. So this is her. She is a Marie Grace mold with light skin and blue eyes and this kind of cotton candy-ish wig. And then, so this one, I think the ponytail works because it minimizes like the colored hair. You just kind of see it behind her. You're not fully confronted with it. And it's very complimentary to her face mold. And another reason I think that the ponytail version of her looks better is these eyelashes. I'm kind of in the middle with the community when it comes. Some people love them on all of the dolls. It's not many, but some. A lot of people don't like them at all. For me, personally, it depends. I think that Yvette would not have looked as beautiful without them. I don't know what it is. When I saw pictures of Yvette online and I couldn't tell that she had them, she didn't look as good. I thought she was going to be the one I liked the least out of the World by Us ones. And once I saw her in person, I was like, oh no, she's my favorite out of the World by Us dolls. So for her, it really added to the appearance. And she was supposed to be like 13. She looks like 16 or 17, but she's supposed to look older. Then Maritza's fine. For this one, and Maritza, they look better with their hair pulled back, I think because it makes their eyes look less sunken in. And it looks more like they're wearing makeup instead of just having like circles under their eyes. For Corinne and Claudie, I feel like the eyelashes, I wouldn't say they add to the doll, but at the very least, they're not taking anything away from the doll. Whereas then we have one like McKenna who does not look as good. I think the eyelashes actively take away from how cute she could be, which is disappointing. It's part of the reason she was the last one I got. I think the eyelashes are especially taking away from a doll. Already the colored hair didn't give her much of a chance. And then the eyelashes are worse. But again, in the ponytail, I think this doll could be cute. I mean, I still think you might be better off just customizing a Marie Grace how you would like it, but she's not as bad as some of the other ones. I could actually see a kid looking at this one being like, yeah, I like her. Now we have this one, and she looks similar to 83, which means she looks a little similar to Kira. She's 115. She's another Marie Grace mold. And that Kira comparison, I've heard it a couple times, but the 83 one too. I always thought that 83 should have been Kira because her hairstyle was more unique. She didn't as much look like Blair crossed with like Julie or Caroline. You know, she looked more original. But now looking at this doll, I'm like, this doll should have been Kira. They should have done this back in 2021. She should have been the Girl of the Year Kira. For a Truly Me, she's fine. Again, I think the eyelashes, they're not as horrible as they were on the other one, but I still think when American Girl has so many blonde dolls, and they do already have 83 and Kira. Again, I think this one should have been out instead of 83 and Kira, but if they already had released them, this one just feels like a retread, and I don't know. I think the people who are getting this one are probably either people obsessed with the Marie Grace mold or those people who are just like, I'm going to get every doll because that's like, I mean, I know that's kind of my thing, but not for the Truly Me's. And I get every doll because there's something I like about every doll, not because I'm just going to get every doll. If some of these came out as Girls of the Year or historicals or oh gosh, yeah. Or like contemporary characters like The World by Us, I'd be like, you know what? I admit defeat. But this one, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to her coming out as, you know, a named character doll. But I mean, when you're getting this outfit for 115 and she does look similar to dolls they've released in the past, I don't necessarily know that that's not what I would spend my money on personally. Again, I do love the idea of a Marie Grace with gray eyes. Personally, I would have liked, you know, black or brown hair, but she's fine. So the two Marie Grace molds, they're fine. They're kind of middle of the road. This one is actually nice. She looks better than Be Forever Josefina, whose wig is a nightmare. The eyelashes are not as noticeable. They really minimize them. They look more like Claudie's, which again, they don't take away from the doll. They don't add anything. I don't see myself, even though I like her, I don't see myself getting her because personally I'm holding out to try to get a customized Jasmine doll on eBay to achieve the look that I'm going for. But this one's fine. She's nice. Again, the meat dress really takes away from the value of these because honestly, the meat dress is something that is kind of only worth like $5 or $10 instead of like a real nice outfit. I do like the sandals, but honestly, I think selling these dolls for 115 or 151 with the accessories, just sell the jacket with them. It actually makes the meat outfits look redeemable. All right, this one is, I think she's 86. She's fine. The eyelashes aren't necessarily doing her any favors. They're not really taking away from her, but I'm personally not a fan. At least, hey, there was one Addy mold. At least there was one Addy mold. They're not completely snubbing her. This one is the one that does not have hair. She basically looks the same, but in a worse meat outfit. Alright, here's the one, and she's one of the ones I thought I was gonna get, but now I don't want her. In fact, I tried to win a custom Corinne on eBay yesterday. I was heartbroken. It went up way too much for the wig that they had with it. But this one, the eyelashes look way worse than they did on Corinne. Corinne's was just kind of like those top ones, which are fine, but the bottom ones are not doing her any favors. Even though Corinne and Jaws are probably tied for my favorite face mold. Maybe. I love all of them. I love those the most. And to see this doll, I know a lot of people did not like Corinne's wig, but I still think you're better off buying a Corinne. She goes on sale enough, or has gone on sale enough this year. Just get a Corinne, take her wig off, give her a custom black wig. You can get them for like $20 on Etsy. I think you're still better off because at least then you don't have to deal with those eyelashes. And at least then you get a meat outfit that you either would want to keep or could sell on eBay, and a wig that you could sell on eBay. Whereas this one just isn't really doing it for me. I actually do like this one. She's a Marie Grace mold with slightly darker skin tone and brown eyes. I'm not the biggest fan of the highlights. The eyelashes do not look as atrocious on her as they do on some of the others. And this meat outfit, even though I do not like the floral plus the animal print, I still think it's not as atrocious as the tie-dye one. So this is one of the few who I actually am either probably going to get or would consider getting, but definitely not for full price. I am waiting for some sort of 3 times reward points or Black Friday deal or something. But I do like this one, 117, and she's the one I've heard most people talk about wanting to get. So I feel like my opinion is pretty based that she is probably the best girl doll in the collection. And I made that distinction because we're going to get to the boys later, and honestly, they're the only 10s out of 10. This one is so weird. Okay, so for her, she's got this uncanny valley element where she kind of looks like a real doll version of those nightmarish American Girl like music videos and Courtney ads, like where they tried to animate the dolls, and those videos just haunt me. They are honestly the most terrifying thing I've seen, and I watch a lot of horror movies. This doll kind of feels like those brought to life. And I think a large part of it is, so one, these eyelashes are not flattering to her face mold. Even a little bit. Like, not at all flattering. Two, the hazel eyes make her look so much like Nanea, but then the other features are so different from Nanea, and it feels like my brain is warring with, does she look like Nanea or not? And it's kind of driving me crazy. And this one of the AG tubers I watch, I almost think it's AG Jitters, she edited this doll to give her brown eyes, and if that doll had looked like the way AG Jitters, I think, edited her, then honestly, I probably would be getting her. She'd be much nicer. I actually feel the same about some of the edits of this Marie Grace right here. Like her with, like I had said earlier, like very dark hair, I think would have been better than the colored hair. Oh my gosh. Then we get to this one. And this one, my mom and I initially thought we'd like the best, but we both really dislike her now. And so I like that they gave her bangs. And I like that she's another Josefina mold with dark skin, kind of like Addy. I don't like her hair looks so weird. It's like too straight and too like long and cut. I've never seen someone with a hairstyle like that. And then I think, see, that's the thing I think American Girl is missing with some of these. Most people either want an uncommon eye combination, an uncommon face mold skin tone combination, or an uncommon hair combination. And the only exceptions to that are very rare face molds. So like somebody might want Marie Grace with a different eye color and a different hair color because Marie Grace dolls are so rare. Or with Jess molds, because a lot of the Jess molds look the same because they are designed to resemble real Asian children. A lot of people really like to see different combinations with that. And so like they like to see, a Jess mold with blue eyes and blonde hair, which we will get to. Or they want to see like one with bangs or one with hazel eyes or something like that. So those are usually the only exceptions where the combination, and usually they don't want like really weird ones. I guess that's what I'm saying. If it's something that probably couldn't happen in real life, most people only want one. They don't necessarily want you to take a doll and give her really uncommon eyes and uncommon hair, or something like that. And with this one, she has this odd hair that has these, like, not only is it this light brown that honestly could have been fine, not only is it a weird hairstyle, but it also has these, like, multiple shades of highlights in it. And she has these, like, gray eyes. And just the hair or just the gray eyes might have worked. But all of these combined are just kind of off-putting. And maybe that's just me, but I haven't seen a lot of buzz for that doll online. I've seen no buzz for this doll. Honestly, these past two, this one and the one before her, are the ones that really make me question anybody who says I'm going to get all of them, because I don't necessarily know. People have different tastes, and I'm a little skeptical that somebody could look at all of these and find them really appealing. Like, I feel like there would be at least one that you're like, that one's too weird. Even the American Girl board, I'm kind of surprised at some of these. This one, yeah, the eyelashes do not work on the classic mold. This hair, it's weird. She kind of looks like, the brown almost looks grayish, or like it. She looks much older than she should be. And honestly, I don't like the redesign of the classic mold in general. And this hair is just too wild for me. And personally, except for 88, and it's because her blue eyes sell it so well. Apart from 88, custom classics or like colored hair on classics really don't appeal to me. Again, that's just my taste. If you like them, whatever, but I'm just not into them at all.
Gosh, this video feels cursed. Oh my gosh. So somehow I was able to get the first two types. I got sweet and I got artsy. And then somehow I recorded all of the rest of it and it just didn't save. I don't know what's going on. Feels like I'm not supposed to make this video, but I'm just going to try to get through it. And then my dog is like barking as I'm starting to record. So, I mean, we're going to try this again one last time because I really want to get my thoughts out. But yeah, so I'll go quickly. This one's basically 33 but less good. This one's actually cute, which naturally she's a Joss mold. If I got any of them, it will probably be the two boys, which we'll get to in a moment. This one or that like dark-haired Marie Grace mold right here. Honestly, the rest of them are just so disappointing. This one was probably the most disappointing because I was really hoping that she would have like entirely blonde hair. That way I could use her. I could just add one of those bangs extensions, and she could be a character from one of my favorite fandoms. But they didn't do that, and the eyelashes just really did not work on her. This is one of the dolls with no hair. I think she looks identical to the previous one, and she does not have the eyelashes, so that's good. And we've got this boy right here. I feel like he was made to look like Lucas from Stranger Things Season 4. And honestly, he's pretty good, but I feel like people have made some really good custom boys on the internet. So, I don't know. And then this one, I feel similarly. I feel like I like him, but I don't know. And it's so weird. Here, his hair looks very blonde. In person, his hair looks like, from what I can tell, like a light brown, which is just super weird for me. This one, nothing much to say. Oh, wait, I clicked on the wrong one. This one, 123. This one's how I feel like McKenna should have looked. I think the makeup looks better. She doesn't look as much like a child pageant star. I think the fuller, thicker wig works better with that face mold. But I know other people liked McKenna more than me, so you might not like that one. This one looks like she's either trying way too hard to be cool, or she just really loves Halloween. And why another hazel-eyed Nana mold? Like, we'll get to it later. I don't care about the dolls having unrealistic features or whatever. I do think if they were going to do it, it should have been in a different line than Truly Me, because These are supposed to be dolls who look like real girls, and real girls are supposed to look at them and put their own stories on them. And I think people are a lot more forgiving with weirder combinations or new things tried, like the eyelashes and stuff on character dolls, because we already have their story. So, like, for example, Corinne, even though people didn't like the eyelashes and colored hair that much, for most people it's like, yeah, well, Corinne is a character, and the character of Corinne chose to have the dyed hair, whatever. But now you kind of have to create a story for your Truly Me based on this. This one is just 61, but way worse. I do not like the redesign of the classic that she had there. Um, this one is 84, except she looks like she's going to attack me in my sleep. She looks possessed. Her eyes are so dark. And I love 84. I got her. She was actually my 100th doll, the one that they had as a ballerina. But this one is just not working for me. It it literally crashed while I was on this one. I feel sabotaged. Hopefully the rest of that saved. But this one, the eyelashes don't look horrible on her. She kind of reminds me of Spencer from Pretty Little Liars in the later seasons. I do think this one could have a more flattering haircut. It seems like too straight, and the boots are fine. The dress is just tacky and weird. Let's see. Then we have, okay, see, this Nane approves. And I think it was AG Jitters who had a thing of photoshopping them, and she ended up changing this doll's eyes to brown. Oh my gosh, those eyelashes. But when she briefly had this doll have black hair and blue eyes, I was like, she looks really good. Like, see, if a girl is trying to get this Truly Me, she basically has to base her character around the fact that she would have this weird hair. Like, that just kind of bothers me. I will say I'm kind of impressed that American Girl didn't seem to design most of these off of what pop culture characters look like. Some of them, but not all of them. Is this supposed to be Mirabelle? I don't know. She's fine. I think, what was her number? 58. The one that Micah called Bryn. Um, that one was much better, but this one's still fine. So overall, some of these dolls are good, and I think they would be more acceptable if it was in a separate line. Like, at least keep the old Truly Me's to order online only. I mean, it wasn't for me, but a huge thing for a lot of girls getting into American Girl is getting dolls who look like them, and yet they don't. I feel like if some of them had some more desirable features, there would be people who, even if they wouldn't pay full price, might at least try to use reward certificates or 3 times points or something to get some of these to like do a custom. Like, if you want a brown eye Marie Grace, if you have discounts, there's the potential of getting this one and whatever. But honestly, the cynical part of me is saying they just did this to force people who want dolls who look like them to create your owns, which is disappointing because I feel like a lot of the people who wanted more Joss, Nanea, McKenna, Marie Grace molds, whatever, they were more likely to buy a create your own doll to get them. Like, if you just want a classic mold whose features are slightly different from a regular American Girl doll, why would you do a create your own? Like, I don't know. I just feel like American Girl is missing a lot of opportunities here, and it's very sad. It's one of the things I've been wrestling with for the past however many days since this thing came out, that's like, they just did such a great job with Claudie. And I feel like there's like different departments warring. Like, they nailed the Harry Potter stuff. I got it. If you saw the unboxing, it's great. Yeah, Claudie's good. They, gave them those eyelashes, which were pretty contentious. Their outfits, much like with Claudie,
weren't even available to purchase forever. Honestly, it just feels like American Girl's been sabotaging their character dolls. And I hope they're moving away from that because, Claudie is awesome. Bringing Back Molly was awesome. Corinne, awesome. I think the World by Us dolls could have been awesome if American Girl cared half as much as they pretended to. But honestly, yeah, I'm disappointed, and I wish that I don't know. I wish that with this Truly Me line that I hope this isn't the extent of it. I guess I'll just say I want American Girl to do well, and I want them to do more stuff, more good stuff, and you know, hopefully this is just the start of a rebrand for the Truly Me's and not the extent of it.